a new title for your document. Let's type my website, then click save like this, or press Ctrl S to save. So this is where you give your website a title. If you notice, when you visit any website, you will notice that the website will always have a title. This is where websites are given a title. Now we are giving this title my website. If you minimize it like this and go to your browser and click this circle button, this is a refresh button, you click refresh like this, you are going to notice that what we now have is my website. So we have now given our website a title name. So every time you visit a website and you check the tab like this, you find a title there. This is where the title, minimize it, this is where the title is being given. Let me change it to my name. I've deleted my website and given it Rotimi. Let me use capital letter. You can use small letter too. Rotimi Oladipopo like this. Then click save. That's Ctrl S, or you come to your file and click save here. Then minimize it. Go back to your browser and click this reload icon or refresh icon like this. What you are going to now find is Rotimi Oladipopo. So this is where websites are given a title. Now another thing I want you to understand is that I told you that websites HTML files are usually divided into two sections. We have the head section. We start from this head here and this head, but this is the open head tag and this is a closed tag. This is a closed head tag. The difference you are going to notice is that there is a backslash that is written at this head here on line 7. Then it ends there. The head section ends there. Then we now have the body section, which starts with body, then another body here, which now you now notice that it has a back / sign with it. So this is a open body tag and this is a closed body tag. Now finally you are going to notice that we have HTML file here, HTML title here, and we have here HTML starting here. But you are going to notice that this HTML here has a / sign too. Now this is how our website is wrapped. Now you see this head section, this meta tag, this meta here, and this title, let me cancel this, sorry, is this head section here. You see, from this top here to this line here is the head section of the website. This is the part of our website that uses this head section, and that is why that you will see that this title here is displaying just at this upper part, this head part of the web browser. So this is the head part of the web browser. This blank space, this white space, is the body part, and we're going to be using the body part now. Now the body part is what displays a website content. So now if you go back to your VS Code like this and you click the middle of this open body tag and close body tag, whatever you write here, it is what is going to be displaying and be visible in your browser like this. That's what will be visible. Now please give me a second to check my task manager to see if my computer is still in good shape. Okay, it's still in good shape, so let me minimize it back. So that is for the head section. Now let's now focus on the body section. Now when you visit a website, you are going to notice that content is going to display on the browser. The content is coming from the body section of your web of your HTML file. Now let me go to the body section now here. Now to type content that will display in your browser, this is what will now lead us to what we call tags. Tags. Now if I open my tutorial structure back, let me open my tutorial structure. Let me minimize this. Let me go to file. Let me just open the tutorial structure like this. HTML tutorial, this is it. Let me open the tutorial structure like this. You are going to be understanding all of this as we progress. We know this is your first lesson, so just take it easy. Now this is the tutorial structure. So we have treated introduction, we have treated code editors, we have treated declaration, how to declare a website. Now we are coming to tags. Now let me close it. Then after that we'll come to elements. So let me just close it. I won't be opening it again. Now, so now to display content on a website, HTML uses what we call tags. It is inside these tags that we are going to be typing everything that will be displayed on the website. Now, these tags are not just there for fancies, they are there for a reason. You see, when a browser opens a website, it is going to display it. There is something we call semantics. It is going to create it, display it according to arrangement. There is always an arrangement, and that arrangement comes with the tags that you use in your website. For instance, now, when you visit a website, you always notice the heading. There is a tag we call the heading tag, and it is H1. How do you display heading tag? Because we are using Visual Studio Code, all you need to just do is to type H1 like this. After typing H1, press enter on your keypad. When you press enter on your keypad, you are going to notice that we have two H1 written. This is one H1 and this is another H1. The difference is that this first H1 is written inside a less than sign and greater than sign. This second H1 is written also written inside a less than sign and greater than sign. But the difference is that it has a / sign. So this is what we now call H1 open tag and H1 closing tags. So in website design, everything you are going to write that will be displaying on the website, it is going to be written inside what we call open tag and a close tag. The tag you are going to be using the tag you use is now to your own discretion, but it will be written inside what we call open tag and close tag. In this thing, we have H1 open tag and H1 closing tag. We have other heading tags like that, but here now I am going to type inside like this. Let me click the middle. You are going to click the center like this. That will be your cursor must be blinking on the center. Another way to make it easy is that when you come to the center like this, you can type enter like this. It doesn't matter, and then right in between the space between the H1 tag and the H1 closing tag. Now here I'm going to be writing inside this space like this. Now let me type my first website tutorial lessons like this. Can you see my first website tutorial lessons? If you click Ctrl S on your computer to save, or you come to this file here and click save, and you minimize and then go back to your browser like this and click this reload icon, you are going to find out the content you wrote as displayed here. You can see my first website tutorial lesson. Now this is what I want you to note. Now this H1 is the most important heading tag in HTML. Now HTML tags comes in hierarchy, and that's why I make you understand that. That's why I made you understand that when the browser is interpreting your website file, it is going to interpret it according to the arrangement you gave the file. Now this H1 open tag and H2 open tag, we have 6 heading tags in HTML files. We have H1, H2, H3, H4, H5 and H6, and we are going to be testing each of them one after the other. Now what I want you to understand is, you know that I wrote this my first HTML tutorial lesson inside this space like this. It can also be written like this. If you type H1 like this and press enter like this, and you type my first website tutorial lesson like this, you see this and this is the same thing. You writing it like this first one is just to make your code more readable and more fanciful. It doesn't matter how more fanciful or more readable. It doesn't matter. You can write it like this or write it like this. If you go back to your browser, let me save. Let me press Ctrl S, or you come to your file like this and save. Then go to your browser and refresh. You are going to have 2 headings, right? Now let me delete one. Let me delete this second one so that the code can be readable for you. Then let me type H2. Then let me type enter. Let me copy this and place it inside. Then click Ctrl S to save. Go back to the browser and refresh. You are going to find that this time around the heading is going to be smaller than the first one. Can you see? But it is also a heading tag. Now let's go to the next one. Let's type h3, press enter like this to make it readable. Copy it like this and then paste it inside. Click Ctrl S to save. Then refresh your browser. You are going to find it here again. It is also going to be smaller to the previous hierarchy. Now let's do like that until we get to h6, h4. Okay, press enter like this. Okay, this is what I'm going to do. In front of each of them, I'm going to be typing their heading type. H2 like this, H3 like this. Then I'll come to this H4. I will copy it like this and paste it inside there like this and type, make it H4 like this. Then come to H5, type H5 like this, press enter, click it like this, copy this again, copy it again like this, paste it inside, type, then make it H5. Then the last heading tag in HTML is H6. When you click H6 like this, copy this now and paste it here like this. Then make this H5 edit it and type H6 like this. Then click Ctrl save like this, or file and then save. Then go to your browser and refresh. Here you are going to find H1. This is the first heading tag. H2, H3, H4, H5 and H6. So you can see that they are smaller from H1 to H6. They are smaller in sizes. So this shows the hierarchy. This shows their level of importance. So when the browser is displaying your website file, it is going to be reading these files and be interpreting them according to their level of importance. So H1 is more important than H2, H2 is more important than H3, H3 is more important than H4, H4 is more, so like that. So maybe when you are reading a blog, they will display the most important heading with H1. That is what they do. Then the subheading, you know that maybe, let's say for instance now in newspapers, you have the main headline, then you have some sub headlines according to their level of or hierarchy of importance. So now that is how it is done in website. So when you want to write a heading, when you are building a website and you want to write a heading, most likely you will be using H1 like this. Do you understand my point? H1 like this. Now let me delete all of this like this. Let me select all of them and delete and focus on H1 alone. Yes, I've deleted them like this. I just selected them and pressed delete key on my keypad. Now so if you go back to your website now, first and foremost you click Ctrl S to save, then go back to your website and click refresh like this. So all we have left is what we have, just our heading title or headline title left. So let's go back to the Visual Studio Code like this. Then after you now have the heading, the next thing you need to now do is, if you want to type paragraph, you want to type text. You see all the text that you see on all the website that you visit, we have a tag for it too, and that tag is p tag. So what do we do? Let's just go to another line here. How do you go to another line? If you want to go to another line, just click the last character on the previous line like this. Just click it. Make sure that the cursor is blinking on the last character. There is no character after it. Then you press enter. So the cursor will start blinking on another line. So we are on line 12 now. So the tag to write paragraph in a website is P. So because we are using Visual Studio Code, just type P like this and press enter. The moment you press enter, you are going to notice the same thing that happened when we used H1. We are going to have two P's appearing. You can see two P's. The first P is inside a less than sign and a greater than sign. Then the next P is inside a less than sign and a greater than sign. But the last P has a / sign inside of it. So this first P is a open tag, is a open P tag. That's a open paragraph tag. And the next one is the open closing tag. So now to make our code readable, as the cursor is blinking inside like this, just press enter like this So now everything you type inside of here is going to be a paragraph. Now let me just type something. My first website tutorial is such an interesting tutorial. Let's leave it like this. Now let's click Ctrl S to save. Then go to your browser and refresh. You are going to find the paragraph you wrote here. So now you have to take note of something very, very important. Now, when the browser is going to interpret it as a paragraph because we use p tag. That is what we call semantics in website development, because website development must follow a particular rule. When you use H1, the browser will interpret it and understand that it is a headline. When you use p tag like this, let me go to the Visual Studio Code. When you use p tag, the browser is going to interpret it as a paragraph. So automatically it's like a communication code. It's an encryption code. So once the browser reads, automatically the browser is going to understand that, okay, this is a heading, this is a paragraph. Now let's continue typing on the paragraphs. So let's click here again and type I love this particular tutor makes learning web development. So when you get to anytime you get to the extreme end of your screen like this, just make sure that your cursor is still blinking at the last, in front of the last character. Just press enter on your keyboard. Once you press enter like this on your keyboard, then the cursor is going to come to the next line. You can see that we are now on line 14. So let's continue our sentence now. This particular tutor makes learning web development so easy with its simplistic method that I am enjoying myself all the way. Understand my point? So now let's click Ctrl S to save. Go back to your browser and refresh like this. You are going to find the complete paragraph text. It's going to be displayed. You can see this is the complete paragraph text. Now let me open the structure again. So now these are HTML tags. We are going to be using more tags in our second lesson. These are HTML tags. Now when we now say HTML element, what is HTML element? You see, from this open tag like this, plus the text that is inside, plus this close tag, this is an HTML element. We call it H1 HTML element. Like this. Let me select it like this. So this is one HTML element, starting from this H1 plus the text that is inside plus the closing tag like this. This is one HTML element. Now if you come to this p tag like this p tag plus the text that is inside plus this closing tag, this is another HTML element. So I hope you have understood everything that we have taught in this very tutorial. This is a foundational tutorial, so that's why I am making it very, very simple like this. What I am going to advise you is to make sure that you study this video, you practice and study this video until you understand this. Keep replaying it. As you replay it, it is going to stick to your head. Then everything I did here, make sure you practice and replicate them on your own, because this is a foundational step, and once you understand this foundation, it is going to make our subsequent tutorials easier for you to grasp and flow with speed. So you understand? So I'm going to be ending this video here because we have already covered all our lesson structure. So in the next video we are going to be going into beginner's introduction to HTML part 2. Let me open the structure again. So this is our website, this is our training testing file, right? So now let me open our my structure again, the lesson structure. This is the lesson structure. Let me right click like this and then click open in the folder. It's going to open another tab. So like I said, this part 1 I introduced HTML to. I said HTML is hypertext markup language. This is the basic file, the foundational file, website file that web browsers read to display contents on the web. Then we went to code editor. I told that code editor is our IDEs, independent development environment, that we used to write our code, and I taught you how to download VS Code because that's what I used, and then install it on your computer system. Then I taught you document declaration. Just watch this video, you are going to remember everything. Then we came to HTML tags and HTML element. So I'm going to enjoy you to watch. I'm going to enjoy you to watch the video over and over and practice. And if there is anything you don't understand, just drop a comment in the comment section, and then try to reach me directly, and I'm going to be putting you through. So I hope you enjoy your tutorial today. See you in the next episode. Thank you. Bye.